I am Jeffrey Rogue Kohut. This is my Potter's Journal for December now, 2024. In today's video, we'll glaze some pots, wax the bottoms, take a look at them just out of the kiln. Okay, I have a pottery visitor from Belgium doing sippy cups, Belgium sippy cups. Okay, great to get together with other artists, other potters this time of year. I remember doing that years ago at holiday sales at a city art center. I remember getting together with other potters when I was doing the shows in and about the city and here and there. I remember doing a pipe sculpture workshop, gatherings of artists from all over the country. I miss that now, doing the farmer's market, but I will say, okay, I have you. Thank you for being so great in the comments last week and every week, okay? And thank you for those of you who have tracked me down, okay? And okay, here I met Galina through her cousin Jak. He is the Bulgarian pastry maker at the farmer's market that I do. He is an artist with the phyllo dough. When it is paper thin, he picks it up and goes like that and makes it even paper thinner than paper. Okay, his stuff's amazing too, as is his story. Let's see what's going on in the studio today.
I'm not on any social video media or whatever.
Yeah, and you said you're somewhat a novice.
I am really new one. I'm super new.
But it's not that often I get the studio visitor guests from Belgium, so I'm very excited about that. But now I know my friend Jak here is Bulgarian. Now you're the same family, you're cousins.
Yeah.
And so your name is
My name is Galina.
Okay. And your families are from?
So, we were all born in Bulgaria. Jak's father was my uncle. And so we were not living in the same cities in Bulgaria, basically. But we were kept by our grandmother during summertime. So we are really very close to each other. I feel Jak and his brother as my brothers, basically. We are extremely close.
And you really made him some nice pots with the name of his business.
I tried to. So he just gave me a task, you know, and I said, okay, let me try.
And now, when you know where you can finish the work, you can bring the whole suitcase next time.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, okay. Well, and I know if I get over there, I'll be knocking on your door.
To come to Belgium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we move on to the glazing. Now, how did these? Did I? I don't think I already asked that. But how did they end up here and not glazed?
Oh, you know, when you don't have a own oven.
Okay. Okay. Now, where do you?
Yeah. Other people.
Do you work at a community art center or take classes or?
I have subscribed at the Art Academy where I live.
Okay.
And so this is where I started earlier this year.
Expensive.
Yeah, here it is. So I'm super keen, and I also go for another studio where I subscribe.
Okay,
so
yeah. Now,
3 times per week I'm going
in Pittsburgh, we have the Union Project where they pay. You've heard about it. So how long have you been here?
A week.
A week, and you already know about the Union Project.
Yes,
but
we were there. We wanted to fire those there. Yeah. And it's very close to Jak's house.
Oh, okay.
But unfortunately, it was not super clear exactly what it means when you rent an oven. So, and when Jak said, yeah, I have somebody from the farmer's market who eventually can do that, I said, okay, let's go there.
Well, I'm glad you ended up here, because nothing makes me happier than to be paid with some of Jak's pastries. Yeah. So I'm glad to hear the store's doing good. It's been a year now in the new store. Or do you do classes on making the phyllo dough?
Not yet.
Not yet.
But we are planning to do something like this.
Yeah.
Maybe not when all the farmers markets are over and we'll have a little bit more time. There's been a demand for some classes.
Yeah,
and,
well, I don't think anybody will get to the point you are, but we could all use some tips.
That's, yeah. I don't want to sound...
I don't think anybody will get to the point that you are.
I mean, after 25 years, yeah, it's hard to, with one class to get to the point where I am, but...
especially for bunnies.
There is a plenty of tricks that you can use in a home style baking that can make your life easier if you know them. So I'll be happy to show some of this to some of my customers that have been asking for classes for so long. So
well, don't forget to let me know when it happens. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
They come and they see, oh, that is the same as, they will recognize the shape or different name, or they will recognize the name but it's something completely different. So it's this nostalgia in people is like, I mean, when you talk to people, it's so that keeps you making do things that you're doing.
Yeah. So. Well, that's great. We're both experienced that. You with the pastry and me with some of the pottery.
Absolutely.
Okay.
What is the glaze made from?
Глейз е суспензия от стъклени частици във вода, които се разпределят върху повърхността на керамичния съд и при печенето позволява да се създаде този стъклен слой отгоре, който всъщност го прави не водопромокаем.
Ама няма някакво лепило, нещо, което да държи тези частици заедно?
Значи има стъкло, има силикат и мисля, че има и малко от земята, за да може да се залепи. So, Jeff, what is glaze made from?
Well, I went to school too long ago, and if I ever knew anything, I forgot about it. And I determined too that that is not my expertise. That if you go back to the whatever dynasty Chinese potters, well, some of them only made the pots, and the glazing was put into somebody else's hands. So I do have a few glazes of my own. I also use commercial glazes. How about that? A pottery basket.
Well, this is something that I also want to try to do because you combine two materials here, and it's very interesting also if you do this in a bigger shape. Yeah, this is something to come in my projects coming soon.
Okay,
I want to do so many things that, Well, you don't. If you can't stop back here, stop back and check out my videos. Sure. Okay, Potter's Journal every week, just about. Great. Now here, this is an idea you can go home with. All you need to do is get some clay and make some little, they don't have to be this big, balloons. So when you get back to Belgium, get to work. Send me some pictures. And what did my friend Jak leave me? A whole tin full. Let's see what this is. He's an amazing baker. I love his banista. I think he does a pumpkin version. I prefer more savory stuff because it's food. Whoa! I don't believe it! Look at that! I told you he could bake! Oh, wow. This is too good for me. I have to share this. And this has almost disappeared from two people, but before it does, I've always said the Bulgarian feta is the best there ever was. And top of Jak's homemade phyllo dough, you can't get anything like this in this country, except from the Bulgarian baker in Pittsburgh. It was truly my pleasure having Galina visit, and her cousin Jak from Jak's Bakery. I love this form, the bell-like vase, and seeing my green glaze on a very light, near white body for a change.
that I usually put it on a darker body. The bell-like shape and form, here it is, a little bit lower and wider. I have to admire someone's passion and dedication, so strong, to pack these bisques in the luggage all the way from Belgium, not knowing how or if they would be fired. Okay, and oh, the texture here showing up nicely on the bottom. And something popular everywhere now, to sip direct or put a straw in. That her finding all the elements of the Pittsburgh pottery scene, from the Union Project, where you can rent studio space for a month in the city, to the Little Potter, a mile back a dead-end dirt road, 45-minute drive outside of the city. Okay, T-ball here, this time with the sea mist glaze. And another T-ball, this is the one I like, with Jack's Bakery on it. Oh, I'm sure these are for him and his family. If they ever say they will show up for sale in the shop, I'm putting my name on the list as wanting one first. Okay, and I hope she doesn't hate me. She said where the glazing tongs were, pointed and said to dot some glaze on there. How do we fix this? I said I'd get that later. So we have something that you can now identify as Kohut's Rooster Hill Pottery marks, where he doesn't clean up the dipping tong glaze marks. And isn't that what makes it old-time utilitarian country pottery? Still one more to fire, but I can say, Galina, it was truly my pleasure. Okay, best language-wise I can do is say, thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. Grazie mille. Best Bulgarian I can come up with, I hope it's appropriate. Nostrave. Maybe I should put it as we would here at Potter's Journal. Next time, load up the suitcase and stop back and see what we can get up to in the studio next time you fly in from Belgium.